shocked. Jungkook enters AOL's 15 Global Icons list, the only Asian figure in the world. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Kpop Update. Today, we are not here to chase breaking news. We are here to sit with a moment. A moment that feels quiet on the surface, yet enormous beneath it. Because sometimes, the most important recognition does not arrive with fireworks. It arrives with meaning. And today, that meaning carries one name. Jungkook. A moment that made the world pause. When the news first appeared, many people had the same reaction. They read it once, then twice, and then they stopped. Because the headline did not feel real at first. Jungkook has been included in AOL's list of 15 global icons. Not a music chart. Not an entertainment ranking. Not a fan-driven poll. But a list that recognizes the most influential figures in the world. Across politics, arts, sports, and business. And among those 15 names, there is only one Asian figure. And that figure is Jungkook of BTS. Why this list is different? To understand why this matters, we need to understand what this list represents. AOL is not looking for who is trending today. They are not measuring virality. They are measuring impact. Who shapes conversations beyond their industry? Who influences culture, identity, and perspective? Who leaves a mark that lasts longer than a news cycle? This list includes people whose decisions affect nations, whose creativity reshapes art, whose presence changes how the world thinks. And into that space walks Jungkook. Not loudly, not forcefully, but undeniably. ARMY shocked, because this was never the expected path. For decades, global influence lists looked the same. Western leaders, Western entrepreneurs, Western cultural figures. Asia was often referenced, but rarely centered. And Kpop idols? They were praised for popularity, but rarely acknowledged for cultural power. So when Jungkook's name appeared, ARMY did not just feel proud. They felt something deeper. Validation. Because this moment confirmed what fans have known for years. Jungkook is not just successful. He is transformational. The difference between fame and influence. Fame is visibility. Influence is gravity. Fame means people see you. Influence means people move because of you. Jungkook's influence is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is subtle. It shows in how non-Korean listeners feel emotionally connected to lyrics they do not fully understand. How young people across cultures feel represented through his journey. How Korean culture entered the global mainstream. Not as a novelty, but as a respected force. Jungkook did not demand attention. He earned it. From a young trainee to a global reference point. There was a time when Jungkook was simply a teenage boy from Busan. No global expectations. No international spotlight. Just long days in practice rooms. Just mistakes repeated until they became skills. Just pressure carried silently. He grew up in public. Every step watched. Every flaw magnified. And yet, he never lost something essential. Sincerity. That sincerity became his signature. And now, the same person is recognized globally. Not just as an artist, but as an icon. What it means to be the only Asian figure. This is not a small detail. Being the only Asian figure on a global influence list is not about isolation. It is about representation. It means Jungkook stands at the intersection between cultures. He is proof that influence does not require conformity, that you do not need to erase your roots to be globally understood. Jungkook did not become global by becoming less Korean. He became global by being authentically himself. Influence without politics, power, or position. Most global icons hold formal power. They sign laws. They control capital. They command institutions. Jungkook holds none of those. And yet, his influence travels further than borders. He shapes how a generation feels about self-expression, vulnerability, discipline, growth. He speaks not through speeches, but through presence. Not through authority, but through connection. Recognition during silence. One of the most striking parts of this recognition is its timing. Jungkook was not promoting. He was not releasing a new project. He was not standing under spotlights. He was quiet. And still, the world noticed. That tells us something important. True influence does not need constant visibility. It exists even in absence. This is not the peak, it is a turning point. Some may see this as the highest point, but history tells us otherwise. Moments like this do not close chapters. They open new ones. This recognition places Jungkook in a different conversation now. A conversation about legacy, about long-term impact, about cultural history. Not just as a K-pop idol, not just as a BTS member, but as a global figure of his generation. What this moment means for ARMY. For ARMY, this is not just celebration. It is affirmation. Affirmation that believing in someone before the world understands matters. That supporting artistry, humanity, and sincerity creates real impact. Jungkook did not walk this path alone. Every listener, every supporter, every quiet moment of belief helped build this reality, a name that now belongs to the world. Today, Jungkook's name exists in a new space, not just on playlists, not just on stages, but in history. As someone who shifted perception, as someone who carried Asia forward, without asking permission. The world did not simply applaud him. The world acknowledged him. And this story is still being written. Thank you for staying with us. This is Kpop Update.